Hello everyone. In this part 3, we're going to learn how to evaluate limits of rational functions. So let's get started. Now what is a rational function? A rational function h of x is of the form f of x by g of x, provided g of x is not equal to 0. So if g of x is equal to 0, then of course the limit would not exist. And if g of x is not equal to 0, if g of x is equal to 0, then it does not exist. But then if g of x is non-zero, then it will exist and we can evaluate it in various methods. So let's take some examples of rational functions and see how to evaluate them. So now this is the problem that is given to us. There are two problems. First thing that we have to check is we have to put the value of the limit, that is the value of x inside, and check whether it is something definite. So if we see, it comes as 0 by 5, which means the value of the limit is going to be 0. So that is the answer to this question. Next time, let us see what happens. So if we put x tending to minus 1, then this will go to minus 1 the whole square, plus 3 into minus 1 the whole square, divided by minus 1 raised to 4 plus 1 square. So this is going to be 2 square, that is 4, and this is going to be 3, divided by 2 square, that's 4. So answer is going to be 7 by 4 in this case. So this is the method of direct substitution. This is a method of direct substitution. So let's try out these problems now. Now the difference between the last problems and this problem is that here we have a function under a root sign. So let's see how to tackle it. If I put x equals to 0, then there is no harm in it, as we get 2 root 2 by 2, the value of which is root 2. Let's see if we get the other one also by direct substitution. If I put x minus 1 over here, then what I'll get is 1 minus 4 by 3 minus root 12. Now root 12 is 2 root 3. So 1 minus 4 is minus 3, and then what we get over here is 3 minus 2 root 3. That's what we get. So what we are going to do is write this as 3 by 2 root 3 minus 3 in this way, and then evaluate, overcome the minus sign. Now I'm going to write this as root 3 into root 3, the top part, and here I'm going to write as, taking the root 3 common, I'm going to write 2 minus root 3. So 1 root 3 cancels out, and what we get is this. So that is the answer to this question. That is root 3 by 2 minus root 3. You can just rationalize this, and once rationalized, we will get the answer as root 3 into 2 plus root 3 by 1. So answer is going to be 2 root 3 plus 3. This also could be the answer to this question. The next type of problem that we are going to evaluate is this. So in this case, what we have done is we have got a rational function, and this rational function has to be factorized first and then evaluated. So you clearly can see that this is going to be 2 cube minus 8 by 2 minus 2. So this is of the 0 by 0 form, and hence we cannot evaluate the value of this limit by directly substituting the value of this 2 in the function. So let's see what can be done. Now we know that a cube minus b cube is a minus b into a square minus ab plus b square plus ab plus b square. So now let's write this x cube minus 8 as x minus 2 into x squared plus 2x plus 4. So this divided by x minus 2, this is going to be just the numerator part, that is x squared plus 2x plus 4, because x minus 2 factors cancels out. So limit x tending to 2, x squared plus 2x plus 4, this is going to be, put 2 square, that's 4, then again this is 4, and again the 4. So what we get is 12. The answer to this limit is 12. So this is the method in which we have to evaluate such functions. That is by factorization. Let's take another example. So this time it's going to be limit x tending to half 4x square minus 1 divided by 2x minus 1. So again, it's the same method. All that we have to do is factor x. So if we factorize this, we're going to get 2x minus 1 into 2x plus 1, because this is of the form a plus b and a minus b. So 2x minus 1 is a problematic part, because if we put x equals to half in that, then it becomes 0. So that is where the problematic part goes. And what remains is something where we can substitute the value of the limit. So x tending to half, this is going to be 2 into half plus 1. So the answer to this question is 2. Let's take up the next problem. So it is something like this. Let's see in what way we can do this. So x square minus 4, we're going to, first thing we're going to write is x minus 2, x plus 2. And the bottom part, we're going to write it as x taken out. This is going to be x square minus 4x plus 4, which is nothing but x minus 2 the whole square. So now what we're going to do is x minus 2 and x minus 2 goes, and what remains is x plus 2 by x into x minus 2. That's what remains. So let's see in what way we can do this. So if we put the value of 2 over here, then what we get is limit. So every time it is really important to write this thing, that is limit x tending to 2. Limit x tending to 2, this would be then written as 2 plus 2 by 2 into 2 minus 2. So overall what we are getting is 4 by 0. So we can say that the limit is not defined in this case. So whatever we do, always we are going to get the answer is not defined, whatever technique we use. Let's take this part now. So here the problem is given as limit is x tending to 1, 2 by 1 minus x squared plus 1 by x minus 1. So now what we'll do is, we're going to write, the first thing that we're going to write is 1 by x minus 1 minus 2 by x squared minus 1. Let's see what we get out of this. So you can clearly see that 1 by x minus 1 is a common part, because this can be written as x plus 1 into x minus 1. So internally we are going to write 1 minus 2 by x plus 1. Limit x tending to 1. So this is going to be 1 by x minus 1. X plus 1 minus 2 divided by x plus 1. So here what we get is x minus 1. This x minus 1 and x minus 1 will cancel. And you get limit x tending to 1. 1 by x plus 1. The value of which is half. Let's take another problem. So x minus 2 is there over here. This is x square minus x. Let's see. First let us factorize it out and then see what happens. So this is going to be x minus 1. And this part, of course, we can write as x into x square minus 3x plus 2. So x square minus 3x plus 2. The root is going to be 2 and 1. So we can write it as, this particular part we can write as x minus 2 into x minus 1. So now we can see that x minus 1 is common over here and here. Let's take it out. X minus 1. What remains inside is x minus 2 by x minus 1 by x into x minus 2. So the HM of this is going to be x minus 2. So let's multiply x minus 2 over here. And this is going to be x minus 2 the whole square. Because the LCM is going to be x into x minus 2. That is why I multiplied and divided by x minus 2. Now once this is done, we know that we have to evaluate the numerator. The numerator would come out as x squared minus 4x plus 4 minus 1 divided by x squared, x into x minus 2. Let's write it the way it is. So let's continue further. If you continue further, you're going to get x minus 1, and on top you're going to get x minus 3 into x minus 1 as the factors. Here we're going to get x minus 2. So you can clearly see that x minus 1 will vanish, and put x as 1. So we know that limit x is tending to 1. So we have to write it everywhere. Now once you put 1, on top we're going to get minus 2 by 1 into minus 1. So the answer of this question is 2. Let's take up this example. So you can see that 3 raised to x, and this is 3 raised to 3 minus x. So what we are going to do now is we're going to write 3 raised to x, and this we're going to write as 3 cubed by 3 raised to x according to the laws of exponents. So now what we get is 3 cubed by 3 raised to x minus 3 raised to x by 2. So this is what we have at the moment. Now what we do is we are going to write 3 raised to x as something. So let's write it like this. The very first thing we're going to do is simplify this expression, and we're going to write it as 3 raised to 2x plus 3 cubed minus 12 times 3 raised to x, that is taking the LCM, 3 raised to x divided by 3 cubed minus 3 raised to 3x by 2. That's what we get, divided by 3 raised to x. So this 3 raised to x, 3 raised to x gets cancelled. And now we're going to write 3 raised to x as some t. Let's see what we get out of it. So if I write 3 raised to x as t, when x tends to, so x is tending to 2, t tends to 9. So that will be the shift in the limit. So limit t tends to 9. Now in place of 3 raised to x, I'm going to write t. So t square minus 12t plus 27 divided by 27 minus t raised to 3 by 2. So t raised to 3 by 2 is what we get. Now let us factorize it, and if we factorize, it's going to be t minus 3 into t minus 9. This is one thing. And secondly, what we get is, at the bottom we are going to get 27. So 27 can be written as, so in the denominator you can clearly see that square root of 9. So when I do this as square root of 9 raised to cube, it means the square root of 9 is going to be 3. 3 cube is 27. So this is going to be 27. It can be written as 9 raised to half cube minus t raised to half cube. So here we are going to apply the formula of a cube minus b cube. Let us see what we get out of it. So 9 raised to half is of course 3. So when we expand it, we are going to write t minus 3 into t minus 9. This is going to be written as t. This part is going to be written as 3 minus t into 9 minus because a is 3 and this is t raised to half. 3 minus t raised to half because this is 3, a minus b. into a square plus b square plus ab, that is 3t raised to half. That's what we get. Now over here, we have to work out and see what we get out of this. So this is going to be on top, we can write this t minus 9. This t minus 9 we can write as t raised to half minus 3 and t raised to half plus 3. So this and this will go, of course, with a minus 1 over here because both are opposite in sign. And then, according to this, we have to move further. So now, if t is substituted as 9, 9 minus 3 is something finite. 9 raised to half is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6 divided by, of course, there's a minus sign here. And this is going to be 9 plus 9, that is 18, plus 3 into 3. So the answer to this question would be 36 divided by 27. So it's going to be minus 36 by 27. So it's going to be 9 4s are 36, 9 0 27. So answer is going to be minus 4 by 3 for this question. Now let's take some examples based on the concept of rationalization. For example, if we have such a limit, that limit x tending to 0, root over of 2 plus x minus root 2 divided by x, what do we do in this case? So the first thing, you can see that if I put x equals to 0, then what I'll get is root 2 minus root 2 divided by 0, which is of the form 0 by 0. So it's an indefinite form, and this doesn't have any specific value. So that is why we have to evaluate this as a limit. So what we do is, the first thing we do is rationalization. Now in order to rationalize, we will multiply and divide by a term which is exactly positive of this. So multiply and divide by this term divided by x. If we do that, then what happens? So we're going to get 2 plus x minus 2. This 2 and minus 2 goes, and we get x over here, x by x. And at the bottom we have 2 plus x plus root 2. So you can clearly see that the problematic term, that is x, goes, because of which the 0 was coming. Now if we put 0 over here, we get the final answer as 1 by 2 root 2. So that is the value of this limit. Let's take another example based on the concept of rationalization. So you can see that if a is substituted, then on top we'll get root 3a minus root 3a divided by, at the bottom we're going to get root 4a, which is 2 root a, and here also we're going to get root 4a, which is of the form 0 by 0. So that is why we need to evaluate this limit. How do we do that? Let's rationalize. So if we rationalize, we will get something like this. At the bottom, we got to have this term 3a plus x plus 2 root x, and at the top we're going to have the same term, multiply and divide by the same term. Let's see what we get out of this. So when we multiply, we will get root over of a plus 2x first. Let us see at the bottom what we get. That's going to be 3a plus x minus 4x. So we get something like 3a minus 3x. So this term into root over of 3a plus x. This term into the other term, that is root over of a plus 2x into 2 root x. This and this term, that's going to be root over of 3x into root over of 3a plus x, and then the final term, that's going to be minus 2 root 3x. So the terms are slightly lengthy. Let's see what we can do with this now. Some part is to cancel out. So at the bottom we have 3a minus 3x. Now we observe that on top, if we keep this as it is, or if we multiply, then the complexity increases. So in order to avoid that, what we'll do is we'll keep the terms without any multiplication. That is, we will keep it in this format itself. And now I'm going to multiply with the term root over of a plus 2x plus root 3x. This term in the numerator and denominator. That is double rationalization. So 2 times we are rationalizing this. So at the bottom we'll get a minus x with 1 by 3 out, of course. And here we are going to get a plus 2x minus 3x. That is, finally we are going to get a minus x in the numerator. A minus x is achieved. And this term 3a plus x plus 2 root x, this particular term and the other term, that is a plus 2x plus root 3x, this is kept as it is. So the problematic term goes, and now we can substitute x equals to a. So what we get is 4a, that is 4 root x, 4 root a at the top, and in the denominator we are going to get 2x plus a, that is 2 times root 3a. That's what we get. So in the end, this root a and root a will cancel, and we will get the answer as 2 by 3 root 3. So this is the final answer to this question. So we have rationalized this particular problem 2 times. Then we get the answer as 2 by 3 root 3. So this is yet another problem. You can see that if I put x as 1, then it's going to be 2 minus 3. And here is going to be 1 minus 1, that's 0 anyways. And here it is going to be 3 minus 3, which is again 0. It will be 0 by 0 form. Now to find a finite value for this limit, we have to use the technique of rationalization. Now how do we do that? So 2x minus 3, this is going to be root x minus 1. And here we are going to multiply root x plus 1. This, however, we are going to write as 2x squared plus x minus 3. We are going to write root x plus 1 here, because we have to multiply in the numerator and denominator. And this part we will write as 2x squared plus 3x minus x minus 3. So if I factorize this, then it will come out as x 2x plus 3 minus 1 x minus 3. So of course this has to be written as 3x and 2x, because the product is going to be 6, and then we're going to get 2x plus 3 over here. So the factorization is going to be x minus 1 and 2x plus 3. So let's write it in that form. So this is going to be x minus 1 and 2x plus 3. That's what we get. So this, if we multiply, we are going to get 2x minus 3 into x minus 1. And here at the bottom, we are going to get 2x plus 3 root x plus 1 and x minus 1. So this x minus 1 goes. And when we substitute limit x tending to 1 over here, we're going to get minus 1 by 5 into 1 plus 1, that is 2. So the answer is over here is going to be minus 1 by 10. So here we have just rationalized once and still we have managed to get the answer.